And welcome everybody to the new episode of the Small Biz Podcast. And we have an amazing guest today, and this is Kyle Clark. don't look around. I'm talking about you.
Where?
We have Kyle Clark here. He's a very successful entrepreneur and videographer, but
Well, we're
without
both very
taking much
successful.
out of his words. To kick things off, can you tell us, Kyle, what do you do for a living, and present yourself, pretty much?
All right. Well, hey everybody. I'm obviously Kyle. Dead giveaway because these two have been on here before. I am a drone and ground videographer, and I run a company called Casey Visuals. So essentially, the main thing that we do is we create promotional content for websites, social media platforms, working with companies, brands, and events to create what they need to showcase either their product or services, or how awesome their event is.
Well, that's very insightful. So, what sort of photography do you do? Aerial, ground based.
Uh, Varies. So I don't do any photography. I only do
Okay.
video. Don't touch
Oh, really?
photos. Does yes
Oh, really?
doesn't interest me. In my way, you either like
What if
photo or you like
what if a
video.
client
I like video.
if a client comes and he says, "I want like video and photo as well"?
Then I will either offer them a package where I work with. Obviously, I work with
Okay.
other photographers as
Just team
well.
up.
Like, yeah, exactly. And you work on that. Or what I say to them is, if you wouldn't like to work on this package, this is my price here. Try and find your own photographer at the same time as well. Which again, sometimes they do. Sometimes they'll get me to bring another photographer
Nice. And just before Stefan takes the lead with his next question, are you into FPV? Like, do you?
in. It's around here somewhere. Not in comparison
Okay.
to everyone else, but I do have my little
Let's see.
baby.
Here.
I think I've seen it. Let me
Ah.
see if it's the one that.
You've most probably seen the crashed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Ah,
Yeah.
the
These are
famous one.
these are very good for like practicing.
The
I'm
one,
pretty sure.
yes, they are, but
I
they are
know.
not
Yeah.
indestructible.
I've had one. I've had one of these as well.
Yeah. Joy,
Yeah.
they are great for practicing with. Brilliant. But then, obviously, what ends up happening. So I don't actually even fly the drone that much anymore. So originally, when I started, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a drone company. This is gonna be great. I love flying drones, and everything." And what ended up happening instead is I fell in love with just
Fair enough.
filming video. So then, obviously, I got my ground cameras. Started off with this terrible
Ah.
camera,
Wait,
720. Not good. Yeah. Then obviously moved up from there, gimbal, stabilization. Yeah, and then I find with the drone now, it's just a matter of it's a different dynamic. So you've got all the ground footage, and then you want, say, you film an event, you want to show how big or nice the event is, the grouping of people. That's where the drone comes out. But there again, you can't fly the drone everywhere.
Yeah, it must be hard to obtain permissions on certain places.
Yeah, and obviously being where, say, like if I'm doing fashion work, which a lot of it's in London, it's really hard to, with distancing. Obviously, well, this isn't my main one, but
Okay.
I fly the minis. Unless we're doing a bigger job, then we'll hire it in. Yeah, it's a lot harder on that degree. So yeah, it's just easier to have a ground camera and just do some cool movements with it. It's normally typically, if you see behind the scenes of me doing like a crab walk with my gimbal,
Or I
you're
call it
going along.
ninja. Or no.
Well, yeah, I've seen you in all sorts of like
Yeah.
I've seen you in all sorts of like positions that you need to get the shot. I've seen you like laying on the ground and doing. Yeah, it's
You're
yeah.
very flexible.
very
If
flexible.
well, I wouldn't go that far. One thing, I did make a stupid video about this once as well. I don't stretch as much as I should.
Do yoga.
Really, I kid you not. Because some of the times, like obviously I was doing the thing, I was like, but no, I definitely need to stretch more. But then the knock-on side of things, I sit a lot inside my office gaming room at the same time, which is the gaming area behind as well. Yeah, so I need to exercise
Well,
more.
don't we all? But well,
Guilty.
we could all do
Um,
more. But
Yeah, I have a question. Like, how did you start it? Where is this passion for video and photography? And what made you open your own business? Or what's your background, basically?
Okay, going back a few years ago, a long time ago. It feels
Right.
like a long time. So I love camping and hiking. Love it. It's nothing beats it. I know you're sitting in a plastic tent. Normally it's raining, but the outdoors, nature. I've always worked outdoors as well. So first, I'll start off with the kind of previous job I used to do before I started my own business. Going along lines of this, I was a I was a portaloo cleaner. Not a great job. Not a great job at all. But so obviously, I was doing that part time while I was starting up, getting the business going. So I got a drone because my mate had a GoPro Karma, which is, I don't know if you can put up a picture of it or
I'll
anything
find
like
one
that.
after that.
It weren't that great of a drone. But again, this is going back a good
Well,
7 years or so as well. So like this was my first introduction to a drone. I'm like, oh my god, look at this flying device. It's got a camera on it. It can record, and it's joys when you get that first thing, and then you see that view from above, and you just
It is
fall in love,
impressive.
and
Yeah.
you're like,
mm,
yeah, it's the closest thing you can
Yeah.
get to being like a little bird
Yeah.
flying around
mm,
yourself. Which I think why
Yeah.
FPV appeals to a lot of
yeah.
people. So I got that, started filming my hiking trips and everything because I got one as soon as I got back. I was like, I'm in. I've got the bug. Got that, recorded all my hiking tricks, and then my missus went to me. She's like, "Oh, can you do one of my car?" So I was like, "Yeah, why not? Like, I'll give it a go," kind of thing. So yeah, it wasn't that great. I wasn't that good at editing then, color grading or anything. So I done it, and like it's still hidden somewhere. I'm not going to tell where everyone is, so everyone can rip on me. But then there was one or two good shots that I do know. I was like, at least I got something right. But then obviously when it went from there, and then I was like, you know what, I like this, and I went to my mates. Let me do your cars because some of them had nice cars, even if they were bad cars. Excuse me. I'd still film it just for the love of being able to film.
Cool.
And then someone asked me to do like a promo of an event kind of thing. And like, this is, I only done the drone then. So it's like, oh, yeah, I'll give it a go kind of thing. So I'd done like the film and everything like that. And that's when I started to realise I was like, no, you can't, like the weather was bad on the day. It was raining and I had to mix between using my drone and an iPhone on a gimbal still because I'm very particular about stabilization because it takes a lot longer in the editing side of things when you're sitting there stabilizing it and you've got a nice little crop coming in. Not fun. So yeah, then I was like, right, I need a camera, gimbal, and it went from there. Got to me where I am now.
How long did it take you to land your first client? Your first proper client?
Def- define what you
The
mean by
first paid
land the
job.
first client.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
First
yeah.
paid job. Oh, it kind of varies. A seriously paid
No,
job
paid
or
job in general.
You,
Just
kind?
you.
yeah, you know,
Oh, a
yeah,
paid
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. About 6 months, but that was with the drone. But that's just how the kind of niche I'd gone for on the
Right.
car side of things. I attracted a client that was like, oh, I'd created a video of another photographer's car. I can't remember what the car is, but I remember what the car looks like. I can't remember what it is. It's like a nice, like, just imagine it's got wheels, doors, a bonnet, an engine. No, it was like a baby blue kind of thing. That's a Copen or something.
I know Kyle is not into
Well,
cars. That's why I think he's driving.
no. I am into cars, but like it's a Copen. I just can't remember the name of it. I want to say Daihatsu, but I know it's not a Daihatsu. It's Copen, I believe. Don't hold me to it. Yeah, and so he'd obviously shared it on his page, and someone he knew saw it and was like, "Oh, we love that." And then this was a Lotus company, so obviously went in and
Wow.
done some work with them.
Did you
Uh,
do other
Yeah,
work for them after that? Much.
no, not much. Yeah, learned very quickly that there's something
Ah,
called
fair
no
enough.
fly zones.
Fair enough.
how hard was to work like basically two jobs? You know, to have day job, that pays your bills, and you to have this side gig,
Yeah,
because this is what was at the beginning.
it's it's hard. I
How
won't
did
deny
you
it.
manage
It
to,
generally is
balance
hard.
them and just make the switch, basically?
I kid you not, I still can't find a. I'm still terrible at a
Yeah, yeah.
work-life
We just
balance.
had a podcast about it. Yeah, we just spoke. We all are guilty with this. You don't know when to stop. You always comes idea.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
always want to be, to take the maximum of your time, and you just start
yeah.
sacrificing things that matters. Yeah,
It's like it's like the reminders in my phone. It's like I'll be sat there 11 o'clock at night, and I'm laying in bed trying to sleep, and I'm
I
like,
know,
I need to
no,
write this
I
down.
know.
it's like it's like the same thing. I carry this
Yeah,
around a lot where I go because so much stuff just pops into my head, and like I need to get it out. But obviously,
Yeah.
I'll go on the thing. Yeah, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't because you're working a full time job, you're coming home, and then you're doing another job. It takes it from you. Oh, I need to
So
not put
how
my
long
hands
yeah.
up.
did that go for? Like working these two jobs?
uh, so in total, I've been going about 3 years. In the last year is where I've managed to step away from working other jobs and just work more full time on it. The other 2 years, when working as a portaloo cleaner, there's the polite way of putting it. Yes, you come home. I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting to work for 6, getting home at 3. I've got to shower, clean up, freshen up, everything like that, eat my dinner, and then I'll be going till about 9 o'clock at night. And obviously, where I
Yeah.
met both of you
Yeah.
as well through the drone mentor as well. That's more work on top of that as well. It's just it. It's a lot of long hours, but then it's to what you said about why did I do it? What motivated me?
Yeah.
The love of it. I love what I do. Like I could sit there for 8 hours editing on the computer because it's one, a lot of time it's something I filmed, and two, it's enjoyable to see
How do
the
you find the
finished
energy
product.
to get back to like your second job, essentially, after getting up at 5 a.m. and working till 3? Like, how do you find the energy to throw this?
Coffee, lots and lots of coffee. I'm joking. Don't do that. I won't lie. I used to drink in the mornings because I'd have to be in bed by 10:30. But then at the same time, you need half
Yeah.
hour to switch off after that. So like 11 o'clock, I'm in bed kind of thing. I'm laying there and like obviously, damn it, stop
Yeah.
thinking of things. Just go to sleep because you know
Uh-huh.
you got to be up. And I don't want to be tired because obviously I had to drive for that job. But then yeah, mornings I'd be drinking Monster. I'd be getting home. I'd be drinking
Wow.
coffee till about 7 o'clock. And but then it's again, it just if you do something you love, you're willing to make the sacrifice wholeheartedly. But it's not easy. Don't get me wrong. There was days where I was sitting there. I was like, "Am I making a huge mistake in my
Always, always.
life?"
Even me after 3 4 years, it's still always like, oh, should I go back employed? It
Yeah,
was so easy. I had no worries. I had the schedule, and now it's like just crazy.
it's like it's that safety net is gone, but I love it at the
Mm.
same time. I love knowing that I've got to bring work in. Otherwise, I'm not eating. I'm not paying bills,
Survival
and
instinct at this point.
nothing happens.
It's like a survival instinct at this point. Like you need to bring food to the table. But I imagine a lot of people, probably have been in the same are in the same situation that you have been. Like they're working a job and maybe they want to do something on the side, and they're putting this extra effort after working hours, after normal working hours at least. So, what would you say to someone that's in your position that you were like a few years ago?
Okay, I'll say two things. One, if you don't think you can do that for nearly up to 2 years, save yourself the time and stress. You need to be able to sit there and you like, as you said, it's like sometimes I call it creative depression because you've made a load of stuff and like if you're not keeping yourself busy, your mind goes to places and it's like, oh, I'll create a video and send it to a client. I'm like, oh my god, the client hates it. They haven't replied to me in 5 seconds. like things like that happen. I'm a bit of a perfectionist though at the same time, which doesn't help. But like you need to be willing to maybe spend a year to 2 years working the other job and not seeing a return on it, because it might not be between 3 and 4 years before it just one day it happens, and you're like, oh wow, like stuff's coming from this now, and that's when you start to see the more worthwhile. That's what drives you harder. But if you can't get to that point there, not in a horrible way, don't attempt it, because all you're going to do is you're going to get a year in, you're going to put a lot of stress on yourself and regret it. But if you're someone that generally thinks they can hit that 2 year mark, they have the tenacity and the drive to not give up, crack on, mate. Do it. Because doing something you're passionate about, I wake up every day. A lot of the time, if I haven't got an early job, I'll be waking up playing Xbox, because what better way to hyper focus in the morning than playing games? But then it's having the freedom of life, and like I'm a lot more happier in my life. That's the
Yeah.
best thing about it. Is I'm not waking up or going to bed at night thinking I've got to get up for that job. It's like, no, I'm getting up. It's like, yeah, what am I filming today? What am I editing? Who am I speaking to? Who do I get to meet? What event am I at? It's if you can go for them 2 years, you might get lucky earlier on. If you don't know and you get to 2 years, just do it. Like you won't regret it. Passion's a beautiful
And before
thing.
I move on, I just had another question that just came to me. So when you were putting so much effort in your like business, did that take out of your performance in your day job? Like, did you start maybe not doing your other job as well because you were tired from all these extra hours that you were putting?
No, no. The job's still got to be done. I'm being paid by someone else to do a
So
job.
that
I've still
didn't
got
affect
to do
your
the job.
performance like in any
And
way.
like, no. It's this is what I say. It's like it's a commitment. It's not something where you're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Like, no, you have to, like, you're signing into a contract that you're going to be paying £10 a week or something like that. You need to be able to sit there and go, yeah, I'll put the time in, because if you start to get to it, it's like funny enough, I say I struggle with a work-life balance, but a work-work balance, nah, didn't struggle with that at all. That was perfectly fine.
True.
So you were providing like a good service for your employer, the same way that you're providing good service for your customers now, because this is sort of the standard that you set yourself up to, right?
Define a good service when you're cleaning a
Well, cleaning it
portaloo.
well, I guess that's a good service.
Being on time. I think that's what required. Be there and do.
Wait, being on time or peeing on time?
That's
Oh, okay, so as much as I say it was a terrible job, there is one positive: always having a toilet everywhere you go.
you can't beat that, I
I kid you
guess.
not. You got to look for. Again, I used to clean them, and like that's a full. It's like a giant
Aye,
Hoover.
aye,
And you're
aye,
like,
I saw a lot on construction sites. Yeah, yeah. I know. And it's not a pleasant smell every time that one goes on site. You just run away,
oh,
basically. Sorry, but that was the truth. Yeah,
excuse me.
was like because all the smell
Get
comes with
over it. It smells not
the
that bad.
stuff inside. It just goes in the air. So yeah, you probably become immune after a while. You just like, aye, nose blind.
So funny you say, yeah, funny you say that. So where I used to tip off was a big Thames water site, and obviously it's a sewage processing plant. There was a rubbish tip next to it, and if I got stuck behind one of the rubbish, I'd be like, "Oh, that stings!" And then like you'd be looking at him, it's like, "Mate, you literally have a van full of
Wow,
excrement."
that's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
um, I want I want to change the topic a little bit from
Construction site jokes. This is what.
from
Aye.
yeah, from your previous job to actually a very important person in your life, your fiance. Is he your fiance or your wife now, or is he still fiance?
Fiance, she'd be lucky. I'm
Oh,
joking. I'm joking. I'm
So
joking.
I know your fiance Anna is running the business alongside you, and
Well, so not as much
okay,
running alongside me. Just imagine. This is the other side of things as well. I wouldn't be able to do this without the
yeah.
support
that's
of her.
exactly what I was going to
Like,
ask. That,
I'm the
that
same. I'm the same.
this,
I'm exactly
yeah,
in your position. Exactly.
yeah.
I,
It- not in a sexist
No.
way or anything like that. This works the other way around. But as they turn around, behind every great man is a great woman. The same with behind every great woman is a great man, because there's
Okay.
someone to support them. Someone that has to listen to the stupid things that come out of my mouth, the stupid thoughts when I sit there, I'm like, I'm not enough, I can't do this, I don't think I can make it. That's the first line of defense for my
Oh yeah.
stupid thoughts. The person that sits there and goes to me is like, shut up,
Can you
mate.
please can you please share a time when having your fiance by your side helped you overcome a particularly tough situation?
Mate, most jobs, she's quality control to a well, she doesn't really love it because I make her watch some videos like 20 times over and over again. After I've changed like 5 seconds, I'm like, watch the whole thing again.
Oh,
Tell me you like it. I love
it's so bad. I know. I get that feeling.
it. But again, part of one of my positive things and a negative at the same time as a perfectionist, I'm always trying to make the physically best video, which I know is
Yeah.
it's not possible.
True.
I know that. But like I'm always trying to make the best quality work I can, and she obviously has to deal with me going, it's like, what about this bit? What have I changed this here? And it's like, how can I do this better? Even to my clients, I'm like, are you happy? And it comes across. But then it's, I know you'll ask for a particular time, but it's hard to come up with one because it's a constant support. You need, whether it's a friend, a family member, a lover, you need someone, or even a
Yeah.
business partner. Doing something all on your own, it's a lot of stress. As I say, two minds are better than one, but you just sometimes need someone to offload on to. You might have had a bad client, and it happens every now and then. You can't avoid it. It's not you. It's not the job. It's just sometimes you come across a bad client. There's not much you can do about that. You take the lesson from it, move on. If you lost money, take the hit, just go on. But you need someone to talk to about that. You need someone to sit there, as you both most probably know. It's like if you had a bad day with a bad client, you sit there, it's like, I can't believe he's done this. I'm having to go
True.
do this, that, there. You need someone to sit there to listen to what's coming out and turn around and go to you, tap you on the back, kick you out the door and say, crack on, mate, go do it again. That's Anna. That's my support.
That's very heartwarming to hear that. I'm very happy for you that you have this relationship, and it's safe to say, I guess, that without her you wouldn't be where you are now.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've been going 5 years. And yeah, there's a reason that I'm marrying her, because I love her. And that she's the one that sat there supporting me. The same as I'll do for her. And yeah, it's nothing that I'd change. It's like, don't get me wrong, we've had our ups and downs. Like, no
Nothing is
one's
perfect.
perfect. It's not perfect. I'm not. I'm not easy
Mm.
sometimes in that degree. Like I find things funny that she doesn't, and there was a particular time where I got in a lot of trouble because I used to hide in cupboards and then she'd be like, "Blah!" Didn't go down well. Really didn't. I had to stop doing that.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
it takes. I'm sure it takes like a lot of, I think, maturity on her side as well to understand that you are like under a lot of stress and that you are, trying to build this thing, and like she plays crucial part in like supporting you. And it I feel like you're very lucky as well that you found such a person. You must feel very lucky that you found such a person next to you.
Oh yeah, you'll laugh where I met her as
I
well.
know.
It was not a
Where?
conventional place. Well, I met her doing what I mainly love doing,
Really?
playing Xbox.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow.
met her playing video
That's
games.
great.
She happened to be in the area kind of thing, and obviously we were playing a similar game together. We met through a
Oh,
mutual friend, and then obviously we met up, and yeah, it went from there. 5 years
oh wow,
later.
that's crazy.
So, on a side note, you can find
Well,
love
you're
anywhere.
you're a
True.
testament for that. Sure.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's like one of our things that we still connect through is video games. We still have that pleasure for date night because it's something we both enjoy. Which I think that's why I love drones. It's essentially just a video
And maybe
controller.
if she's into photography, she could complement another side of your business.
Well, she deals with a lot more photos.
They're not
They're no
fun.
Yeah.
fun.
Fair enough.
They're not. They're really. I'm not. Again, this is. I'm not disrupting photos for anyone else. My personal opinion, I find video more enjoyable. It's more engaging. You got them, which you can do engaging things with a photo, but then like when you got a load of tracks and then you're creating this video, you got like the first bit. Once you've filmed it all, you got to get that music track. You find the track and you're like, yes, that's the
Mm.
track. Sometimes you're lucky within 5 minutes. Sometimes it's taken me 3 hours. And I kid you not. And I've sat there with a client and we've gone through for 3 hours on a meeting going, this one, no, this one, no, until you get it. And then once you got the song, then you can start creating the video around the beat. So like as something hits, you get like a click, transition, transition, moving around.
It,
It's art.
it,
It is.
But then I find with photos,
nah,
it
it is.
it's
Yeah,
art in general, but it doesn't
fair enough. Yeah,
excite
I
me.
understand that.
That's true. No, it's. It, I have one question. What's your main social media platform? I know you are in multiple social media platforms, and which one do you focus more? Yeah, I
Instagram.
wanted to say that.
There and reason be it's a lot harder. Like I'm not the typical person that makes a 15-second clip. Like I don't really see that you can tell. I like to tell a story,
Yeah.
and I don't really see you telling the story in those 15 seconds. But then it gives me like 45, 50 seconds to appeal to people, because it's not just a matter of I love creating my videos kind of thing. I want everyone else to enjoy my videos. I want people to feel the emotion that I feel. It's like one of them I entered a videography challenge kind of thing about something called Rise. And like I made this video about obviously explaining my journey, what Rise meant to me, was like rising to the challenge of accepting like I'm not going to do the same mundane job day after day, night after night kind of thing. Watch the video,
Yeah, I
you
saw it.
understand.
I saw it.
Yeah, it's like, but then it's like, and it's like when I found the drones kind of thing, how it made me feel to find that thing that I love and like just throw it up in the air and just the drone just disappears and then you see everything and you're like, oh my god, that's amazing. I wanted other people to feel what I felt through that video and how what it meant to me. And it's like everyone I sent it, they're like, do you know what? I want to go hiking. Because obviously a lot of what I'd done was in the videos you could see there is from my holidays as well, because that's the love I have for it. But yeah, it would be Instagram because I want it's a larger platform. It's harder to hit to the people you want, but then I want people
Mm,
to appreciate my work, obviously. But then I want them to connect with it as well and understand what it is. It's like some of the shoots I do with the dog
mm,
cars and models things. Like sometimes people will connect more with the behind the scenes than they
mm,
will actually of the main
mm.
videos and the main shots I do, because the stigma's removed from that. They've sometimes people have an impression of these kind of shoots that what these people are like. Then you see behind the scenes, we're all having a laugh, we're dancing, we've got music playing, like cracking jokes, and like it just gives across that nice image that people can relate.
Photobombing.
Oh, I do that a
Yeah,
lot.
I've
I
seen
do
some
that
of
a
your
lot.
videos on Instagram. They actually perform very well. Some of them like have low views and likes.
Lovely.
So
Thank you.
is that where the majority of of the work and the client inquiries are coming from? Instagram.
No, funny enough, mine's a lot of word of
Say
mouth.
again. Oh, word
Yeah.
of mouth, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
recommendation. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's word
Oh,
of
that's
mouth.
the best.
Yeah, yeah.
Once you do a good
It's,
job, yeah,
it's
just people start talking about you, which is good thing.
again networking event. It's like as I say, I have my website redone now because it's not doing what it's meant to do. SEO isn't working, so obviously it's being redone now, so it hits more on Google. Because again, you need to be able to have multiple. You don't put all your eggs in
Yeah, yeah.
one basket
True,
to a degree.
true.
You need to be able to source. So you got to think about it. Social media side of things, word of mouth, social proof, networking events, website, Google page, SEOs. You need to do all of them to bring
Yeah.
clients in from all areas. Work out what's not working. If it's not working, how can you change it? If you don't go down that avenue. Go another avenue. Clients come and go.
True,
That's the
true.
other thing you got to
Did
think
you reach
about.
out to an expert with the for the SEO optimization?
Yeah, I ain't an SEO guy. I'm not. I'm not going to pretend I am. Like I've done some on my website, but where what I don't know. Wix is weird. It doesn't work
Fair
properly.
enough.
So she's obviously a lovely lady, Lee Frost. She yeah,
Leave,
she's sorting it all
leave me her
now.
social media profile. I will leave it in the description of the video for you. But
Yep, we'll do, mate.
yeah, the SEO is definitely something. So you would recommend to people not to try to do it themselves. I reckon it's not something.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
It didn't work for
Mhm.
me. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna sit there badmouth another website or anything like that. That's not the type of person I am. Yeah, it didn't work for me. The SEO didn't work properly on how I designed it. Not that the web there was nothing. I love my website. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with the website. That's what I was saying. It's just it wasn't doing what it's meant to do. So when someone types in videographer where I live, I weren't coming up as high as I should have. I should have been like
fair
top
enough.
search point there. Obviously, it wasn't happening. So I've had to go get it done.
Fair
I
enough
think
then.
it's a
Absolutely done.
trial and error thing, you know. I mean, you should try different stuff, see what works and where your clients are coming from, and then just if it works,
Yeah,
continue. If not, just move on.
yeah.
Yeah,
Networking. Networking is another one. Find local networking groups and just go there. And at first, I don't know, like the first one I've done, I was like, oh my god, people! I have to talk to
yeah.
them. And, like you get nervous, but then like after you've done a couple, you're like, oh, yeah, you just. So as one of the people that said to me, go there, just try and have three good conversation with someone. After you've had three good conversations, try to sort out two one-to-ones, and then try and see you can get one client from that afterwards.
That's sounds like
Have you ever thought to go like
Yeah.
corporate or like you know, company branding and filming this kind of adverts, or like
What do you mean?
you know, because your stuff is don't know, more entertaining industry, to go like, you know, like more easy mix. All
Mixture,
right,
mate.
okay.
I think
Varies. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just choosing.
Sometimes I'll
Means
get a
I'm just
corporate
choosing
client.
the content I'm watching.
I think he means if you shoot in like a corporate environment, like an office or it's some. Is that what you meant, Stefan? Like
Yeah, 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 yeah. Something more, you know, like because
Yeah,
yours are very
yes,
nice. Yeah, but
I
yeah,
think it.
sorry.
Yeah, so a lot of what you see from my
mhm,
Instagram is the creative side of things. Obviously, I can't. It's like sometimes I can't post as much as like. Don't get me wrong, I love my work, but then some clients don't want to
Yeah.
put it out straight away.
Oh,
I've got to hold it back, or sometimes it won't be posted at all because
mhm,
it'll be put through them, so it doesn't obviously tag through. But yeah, I filmed a diverse amount, which I'm
mhm,
very happy about. Whether it's corporate
mhm.
promos, events, weirdly enough, fashion.
yeah.
Don't know how. I don't. I do it though. I enjoy it. I'm not going to say
We
anything
all do.
wrong with it. But then, like, yeah, it's just if I can do it, I'll do it, and I'll do the best job I can, whatever the client is. I'm not going to half-ass a job.
Fair enough.
But yeah, sometimes platforms vary
So
on where you can
reflecting on
post it.
your personal and professional growth, how do you think this entrepreneurial journey has transformed you compared to who you were 5 years ago?
Difficult to say that because who I was 5 years ago to who I was 3 years ago as I started business was a complete different person. I had a lot of growing up to do as well, still at the age of like 23. But say if I look from where I'd started the business in comparison, because obviously I'd grown up a bit more since then, a majorly different
In what
person.
sense?
Major big thing, I'm a lot more happy. Not that I wasn't happy then, because it's opened up so many more opportunities that typically I wouldn't have gone through before. The places, the people I've met, whether sorry, whether I'm filming an event or I'm just attending the event because it's someone I met there, the people I've connected with, like it's taken me. It's like I wouldn't have met either of you two if I hadn't done what I'd done. And some obviously I'm not saying say yes to every opportunity, but why not? Why not take a chance? What's stopping you? So one of the one quote I do remember that just hit me one day. It takes us so many reasons to say no, but only takes one reason to say yes. Like I'm surprised I don't have it framed because I think about it most days. Because every time you sit there and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. You just need one reason to turn around and go, yeah, do you know what? What's the worst that can happen? Because a lot of time, the more times you say yes and the more doors you go through, there's a lot more doors that open up for you rather than if you just keep saying no, no, I don't like that. You're not going to see new
Would
opportunities.
you say you have? much more clear aim now in your business rather than when you started? And do you think that clarity is like big source of your happiness right now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like starting out, like you don't know, I didn't have any knowledge of business. I didn't have
Yeah,
Scooby Doo. Like you, sometimes you got to take a chance, and if it goes wrong, it's not the end of the world.
It didn't work for you, and that's it. Just try something
Yeah,
else.
yeah. It's all right, new path. Yeah, yeah. Like learn from your mistakes and carry on. Like it doesn't mean give up. And yeah, I made mistakes along the way.
Who
Like
didn't?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like obviously you share a similar mentor to me. One of mine, as he turned around, it's like just all you got to remember is enjoy the
Mm.
journey. We all want to be millionaires. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. Whether we get there or not, I plan on aiming for it. Won't deny it. I want to be a millionaire, and I'll work hard to get there because I love what I do. And obviously, it's not about the money, but hey,
It's
who
about the
doesn't want a
journey.
million
and
pounds?
it's a
But yeah, and that's it. It's remembering the
and
journey
it's
in
a benchmark
between.
of how you perform as well. I think the if you acquire a million, it's not so much about the million that you've acquired, but it's just this is the result of my work, and if I have this money, then I've done a good work, right? So
Yeah, exactly that. And like it's like you said, it's like an accomplishment. It's a milestone on the journey. And like sometimes people set a goal in their don't. I was an idiot and set the first goal of like I want to earn 50,000 in my first year. No, it didn't happen. Did not happen. But then that's why I learned set smaller goals. As the mentor said as well, if you've got an elephant, take little bites out of the elephant, bit by bit by bit. You're not going to eat an elephant in one go. If you can, good on you. Just take little bites, and eventually it'll be
exactly.
gone.
Yeah, true.
So we have time for a last question from Stefan, and then we'll need to wrap up. But
So yeah, sorry. What's next? What's your where do you think this journey will lead in the, I don't know, in the closest future, because in the further, who knows? But
Um, Two. Well, okay, I'll go short term first. Short term, obviously, as everyone, I want to get bigger. I want to expand. I want to do more jobs. I want to hire staff to go out there so I can reach more and I can create more videos and make more of an appeal for everyone. Because that's what it is. It's just about creating content for people. Because that's the job of a videographer. Like, make something so everyone knows what they do, but you can be proud of the work you do as well. So yeah, I'd like to get bigger, but long term, I'd like to give back as well. So obviously, I do this at the moment. I do attend like careers days with kids and everything like that, and like obviously tell them about my job, get the drone out, get them really fascinated, and obviously I don't tell them about 3 years and everything. It's a lot
yeah.
difficult, but then it's like I didn't find what I was passionate about until I was 25. I've worked since I was 16, doing loads of mundane jobs that were never going to get me anywhere, and it was just for money. And then yeah, found this and I was like, yeah, I love this. Like, and that's why I want to get across to people in that position, whether they're 12, 16, 40. You can always change your career, and if someone wants to sit there and have a chat about it, I'd love to, because it doesn't hurt to help people. So my long term thing is I want to give back to more and show people that you can just change your career. It's like I didn't go to university, college, or anything to learn about any videography. I learned everything along the way, and that was my journey.
that's a very very inspiring journey, because it gives hope to many people who are even in a better situation than yours. Like they might have gone to college and might have gone to university and all these other perks that they might have got. And if you can do it from your situation, from your starting point, then that's a big encouragement for other people to not lose hope and follow their passion and their dreams. So that was an amazing
And never
amazing
never start never stop learning, it's always, this is
answer.
the beauty of life.
Oh yeah,
It's just you always learn, and as you say, you do something and then you just open another door, to other stuff and other stuff and other stuff. You never know where it stops. It's just like more options and more options. Once you make a choice, you go on a route, and actually it's not at the end, it just opens other stuff. I guess that's the
yeah,
beauty of uh, opening your own business. If you as you say, if you are ready for it.
Well, it's also the part of being
Yeah,
human. That's what we learn
true.
from our mistakes. We all make mistakes. But then, like, even whether you're 12, 40, 60, you still got something to learn. There's still new stuff coming out. There's still stuff that can impress you. It's like, look at the difference between drones 10 years ago to now. Now the camera goes from that to that.
Yeah, yeah, is
Amazing.
a lot of technological advancement. So, any final words, Kyle, to our listeners?
One, this isn't dribble. This is from my
I just
drink. I
saw
just want to
Barbo.
point that out. I've noticed it as well as I've looked at. I was like, "This is from the war
Uh,
ball." That's my final word. No, I'm joking. Don't give up. Again, like I said, if you're that person that has the tenacity to go for 2 years, as you both know, we've had accountability
Yeah,
management sessions together. I didn't see that coming. And look at you both now. You have your own podcast as well. It's brilliant. It's inspiring to see that you're both still pushing at it. And like I remember, obviously, when we first met, kind of thing. It's like not many of us had, well, fun enough, clarity on what we wanted to do. We weren't
yeah.
sure where we wanted to go. And what did we do? We persevered. We didn't give up. And now look where we are. We're all attaining. We're looking for that end goal because now we have the clarity of where we want to go. And sometimes it's just a matter of not giving up. Don't give up, people. Learn more and
Thank you,
crack
Kyle.
on.
Thank you for
oh,
descending. Thanks for listeners as well for sticking with us, and I will leave contact information for Kyle in the description below. I think it was an amazing conversation, and he definitely has a lot to share. And we would be glad to have him back sometime in the future again to tell us more about his experience and see maybe. I'm curious where you're gonna be a year from now, for example. It's gonna be very exciting to look back. But yes, that was it from us for this episode. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this podcast and in the content that we do. We'll be inviting more people and more guests to our podcast, and we'll listen to their stories. So it's very exciting stuff for coming out. And can you do the fireworks?
Oh, all right. Obviously, first, I want to say thank you both for having me on as well. Pleasure to chat to you both, and obviously, it's great to see you both succeed as well. And I'd love to be back on again. Not, I like to talk, but not always about myself. I'm a terrible person. But then, just to finish up, ta-da!
Thank you. Right, see you on the next
thank
one.
you.
Thank you.
All right, pleasure, lads.